Hey guys, so today we have this. Now I'm not sure what brand this is. I'm not actually sure about anything of this other than it doesn't run. Apparently it'll start and then it'll die. But there's no way I can even confirm that because like usual, when something doesn't start, what do they usually do? They pull on it till the rope basically breaks, or it does break. And this is no exception to that rule. Chances are it's just bad gas, either that, water got in, one or the other, and it's a two-stroke. So at least there's no oil to change on this. It's just going to be a quick little work through the carb, remove the fuel, add new, try it out, see what happens. Oh, let's not forget, I got to change that rope now. There's also that. So let's see what we can do with this. See if we can get it running again. All right, let's crack into it. Hey guys, before we get into the video, if this is the type of content you like, give it a thumbs up, and also consider hitting the subscribe button below. Anyway, let's get on with the repair. All right, so let's see what we're going to need to take this stuff off. Okay, so it looks like there's already one missing. This looks like 3/8. Got 1 3/8. Okay, looks like another 3/8 down there. Another one here. Then another one missing on this red cover. 3/8 here, and it looks like another one down here. And then the red cover will come away. And I'm pretty sure the carburetor's under here. Nah, probably another 3/8. So let me get a 3/8 driver and we'll be back and take this off. Okay, we'll start with this one. So let's get this cover off. Look at that. A 2-stroke Tecumseh engine. Nice. Well, we got access to the recoil now. So let's see what else we've got. Fuel line seems good. Primer bulb up here. Oh yeah, there's the carburetor down there. All right, so let's get that off then. Alright, so there's the carb. Guess we should drain it out, see if there's any water in there. Let me get our container. I want to take this back panel off. So to do so, I got to take this nut off. And there's another nut back there. And that should release, I think that should release this back side panel. I hope I don't have anything else I got to take off. I don't have to take off any more panels or screws. Maybe I do. Maybe I think I've got some under here. Yeah, I do. I've got 2 under here that I have to take off so that I can pull this away. And then on the opposite side, I have another 2. Okay, so let's see. So I believe it's a 3/8 ratchet socket underneath. Let's see. Is it 3/8? Or is it 7/16? Maybe it's 7/16. I brought both just in case. Yeah, 7/16 and 7/16 up top. Okay, and one more. It's holding it. Just seeing it's holding it. That looks like one of these 2. I'll quickly pull those off. Stuck on from rust. One more way down here by the wheel. of course on 7/16. Because of course it is. I don't have my speed wrench for that. Okay, so that's free from there. And it looks like I've got some more from the bottom. All this just because I want to drain the fuel out of the fuel tank. Okay, so let's flip the camera around. So yeah, on this side it looks like more of the same. More 7/16. Actually, let's go this way. See if I can do it this way. Okay, I know I'm not going to be able to do it that way on this one. There. Relatively free. Is it free enough? Right, I think I can get Mr. Pinch on there. Mr. Pinch?
I am Mr. Pinch. What you want me, Pinch?
I got a fuel line just down in here. I need you to pinch it.
Yes, I will pinch. I pinch this fuel line because I am Mr. Pinch. Pinch.
Okay, hold it there, Mr. Pinch. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, Mr. Pinch has that. I can get some pliers so I can pop that fuel line off, and I'll be right back. Okay, let me grab one of these jars I've got. It's going to make a little tiny bit of a mess.
How dare you!
Hopefully nothing too bad. Move the camera. See, can you get a better view of what I'm going to be poking around in? Let's see. I can get the camera set up so you can. Okay guys, so I need you to be my eyes for this. Not going to be able to see very well. That was actually pretty easy. Come on, little Tecumseh. Come on, buddy. Don't worry. I don't want to lose you. Factory OEM carb? No way. It's a good carb. Let's see. Come on. Come on. No. You just don't want to come off, huh? No matter how much you want to try. No. I think I'm going to be replacing this hose. Unfortunately, that's fine. There. Excellent. Okay, so I don't think Mr. Pinch is quite holding it quite tight enough.
Hey, I hold it as tight as I can.
You're holding it pretty tight, so I can't deny that. Now let's drain some of this fuel out of this fuel tank. Sure there's no water in it. Jar in the bottom. Looks like Mr. Pinch is holding it actually really well. Okay, Mr. Pinch. Thank you. Might need you after. Let me take that out. Mr. Pinch, I need you to pinch.
Pinch.
Thank you, Mr. Pinch. There we go. Get him out of the way. Thank you, Mr. Pinch. Get a lid on the jar. There. No, fuel looks good, but at the same time, it doesn't look like it's got oil in it. This just looks straight gas. This honestly looks like straight gas. I really hope they didn't straight gas this unit. So I'm going to drain the rest of the fuel out, and then when that's done, we're going to pull the exhaust, and we'll take a look at the piston cylinder, and we'll see if it's no good or not. Because might as well find that out, because this is straight gas. This would kill this unit. This is a 2-stroke, and this is straight gas. Oh dear. All right, I'll be right back.
Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. A red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video.
All right, well, let's get this exhaust off. Customer's not going to be happy. Let's take a look. 7/16. Actually, you know what? I want to use a wrench first. So let's make sure it's not going to break. Nope, that's good. One more. Nope, good. Right, let's see if I can pull it over at all. Yep, should move a little bit. There. Come on, go back down all the way. There. Okay, so, good news. The cylinder's not all burned up. This may not have ran for these people at all. And if that's the case, the good news is it didn't run. It was straight gassed and didn't run. So that fact that it didn't run saved this engine. All right, let's get this exhaust back on. That is fantastic news. Now we can proceed as planned. Come on, exhaust, cooperate. There we go. There's 1 bolt, 2 bolts. Okay, let's get the rest of the shield off. Now, the reason why I wanted to get the gasoline out of that tank was 2 reasons. Of course, was to check if it was straight gas or 2-stroke mix. And 2, I want to be able to tilt this forward so that I can pull the rest of this off, because it's held at the bottom by some 5/16. So let's quickly tilt this forward. And of course, they're not 5/16. They look like Torx head. Probably T27. Let me grab a T27 and get those off. So my mistake. It wasn't T27 at all. Looks like it's T20. That was a little bit off. And I was still off. It's not T20. I guess T15. Okay, so Torx 15 actually. Yep, Torx 15. And no, it's not. Jeez Louise. It's gotta be a hex head. Okay, after striking out on all of that, I went with a 1/8 hex head. And look at that, it was perfect. Should have done that to begin with. I thought it was a Torx. I was wrong. There we go, that's off. The rope. It's always stuck on the rope. I had to get the primer tube off. There we go, primer tube off. I took it off the primer bulb. And then the rope. I'll deal with that shortly. The key connector, it's just a double spade. Should just pop right off. There we go, it's off. There we go, black cover's away. Now we have full access to the carburetor. Looks like it's a T25. Let me bring you over here. So first one's right here. And second one's over here. And the carburetor's free. That's the easiest carburetor off of a Tecumseh yet. There. Okay, so now the governor linkage. Get it off the Z-bend. There we go. Carburetor's free. Wait. What? There's something wrong here. So somebody goofed, and I don't think it was whoever made this. I have a feeling this is an MTD Yard Machines product. But somebody definitely goofed. The reason I say that, so this, in this position, would be on. The choke is closed. Why would that position be on if the choke is closed? So yeah. So since the choke is closed, let me turn the light on. Maybe that'll help. Does it help? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the choke is closed, but that would be on. So when we turn it off, well, that's weird. It's wide open throttle. So I think I found a problem. Either way, let's get this carburetor pulled apart inside and cleaned up. Right, be right back. All right, so let's get this bowl open. 1/2 inch. Oof, who the heck put this on? It doesn't need to be this tight. There we go. I hope it wasn't someone putting Loctite on this thing again. We had that happen once. Nope, no water, but definitely was straight gassed. That's crazy. Grab my can. Some debris in there. Nothing special. Oh. The pin, the needle just fell right off. That's kind of funny. Let's put that in there. Those are for cleaning. Okay, the float's good. I don't hear anything, any liquid. Oh, that's a different gasket. That's one I made for a different video. These two, those are for a different video. So that's for this one. Gotta take that off. All right, comes the tool. Take out the seat. If you need one, it's linked down below. It's an Amazon affiliate link, so if you buy one or you buy anything through the links, then I get a small cut and I use that towards the channel. Let's get that out. See if I can use something to get it out. But I don't think. There we go. That popped it free. See if I can pick it out. There we go. Emulsion tube is free. Put that through the cleaner. See anything else come off this? Besides the choke flap. Come on, choke flap. Nope, it's already been flattened on there pretty good. So, how is this gonna work? Okay, we'll take that off for now. So if this is off, the choke has to be closed at this point. I have to get this lever off. And I think flip it over. Unless they've got the choke flap. They didn't take this up. Maybe they, no, that still wouldn't work. So this choke flap, or just choke lever, definitely has to come off. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna... Let's take out the choke flap, and we'll go from there. So let's get this guy off. And I think that, again, is T25. I think it's what it was. T25. Oops. Gasket. Okay, so good thing I've got that little Torx here. T10. Yeah, this one's T15. I got a smaller Torx. Just keep getting smaller. Here I am using Allen keys on a carburetor. Oh boy. Right, now. Unless someone changed the carburetor and put the wrong one, that would be on. And that would be off. How can we fix this? Guess the only way is getting it off and flipping this over. So let me work on that. And in the interim, we'll get this in the ultrasonic and get it all cleaned up. As soon as that's done, I'll get my picks out. We'll pick this a little bit. Make sure all the passages are completely clear. And then we'll reassemble it. And hopefully I get this back and figure it out. Because, yeah, no wonder it wasn't running. Because either the labeling's backward, or someone changed the carburetor and got the wrong one, or somehow this got put on, I'm not quite sure, but definitely got put on wrong. I mean, it definitely feels like it came off, because this is actually a lot tighter than this one. This one's really floppy on there. So, all right, I'll throw this into the ultrasonic. As soon as that's all done and this is dealt with, I'll have it back on. See you shortly.
Okay, well, I took off the blower housing and the recoil, and yeah, the rope kind of went all out on me on the recoil, so I gotta fish it out, and I gotta deal with this. So, oh, fun times, fun times. All right, so let's use this Tecumseh tool and pick out some of this. See if I can pick out the rope. Come on, rope. Come on out. There we go, got the rope. Let's pull some of it out. There we go. Oh, this is just a little bit of a pain trying to get this rope out. Maybe I should try to pull it up around the edges. Let's try that instead. Looks like it's been double wound, actually. Looking through here, looks like it's been double wound on it. That's not good. All right, I'm going to fight with this for a few minutes, and I'll turn the camera on as soon as I've got it out. All right, see you shortly. All right, so I've got the rope out. Now, I just need to get it out the rest of the way, so I'm going to cut this knot off, and we'll pull the rope right out. There we go. Goodbye to that rope. So I've got the new rope. I've already melted the tip. Okay, so I'm just going to wind this. I'm going to wind it till it stops. Then I'm going to release it one spin. there's where it stops. I'm going to release it one spin. There we go. That'll line up the holes, which are, I believe they're over here. Yeah, they're over here. All right, comes the tool. Okay, we'll get the rope in. Maybe we'll get the rope in. You want to cooperate. There it is. There's the rope. Now we just tie a knot. There we go. And then out here, I'm just going to tie a quick slip knot. There we go. Now release this slowly. And there we go. It's been re-roped. Now we can go put it back on the snowblower, get the cover on, get the carburetor on, and it's ready to go. All right, let's get that done.
It's out of the ultrasonic, and I think it came out great. Very clean. Bowl's fantastic. Let's give this a quick wipe out. That way I know for sure there's no debris in it. There. Looks fantastic. So I managed to get this flipped over, which is good. That's a problem. So I flipped it, but it wouldn't work. No matter how hard I tried, this wouldn't work. I think someone's changed this carburetor. This arm is supposed to be flipped over the other way, but I can't unless, actually, see this detent. I wonder if I can pull this out, if I can unscrew it using a pair of pliers. Let me try. What have I got to lose? Nope. I don't think that's going to work. Let me try something a little bit different. All right, so I've got the detent spring actually flipped over to the other side. So let's flip this over again. Okay, so I'm just gonna twist that spring a bit so it's a little bit of a tighter detent. Let's try right here. Yeah, much better. Now it's off, and it will be off. Run, off, run, off. Perfect. That's better. Okay, so then gasket, air breather. Let's pick out these jets, if there are any to pick out. I'm used to there being an adjustment here. The other thing I'm noticing is there's no gasket here. Did I take the gasket off and lose it? I didn't think so. I don't remember to bring a gasket. Of course, then again, it may have fallen off. I didn't notice it when I took the bowl off. But I do have gaskets, so not a big deal. All right, let me spray off some of the gunk that's still there. There's like little deposits. Be right back. All right, so let's replace the seat. That's that little white one there. We're going to replace it with this one here. And all these will be linked down below in the Amazon affiliate links. So let's pop this in. And when I put it in, see this ridge? So that ridge actually has to face towards the carburetor, and that flat side faces towards the needle. There we go, that's in. Get the emulsion tube in. Now let's quickly pick out this main jet, which is also the bowl nut. Let's see, so there's a little jet passageway right here that you have to make sure you get. It's on a little bit of an angle. Pick out this lower one. Oops, that's a little bit too big. You want to find the one that just fits. Okay, so this is looking really good. Put the needle back on the float. Float goes in. Come on, needle, get in there. Oh, you fiend. Let's try that again. All right, needle. Cooperate. Get in there. Come on. Come on. Why for you not want to go down there? Why don't you want to go in? You do go in all the way, don't you? Nope. You drop you in. Yeah, you go in all the way, it looks like. Yeah, you should go in all the way. Right, let's try that one last time. Come on. Come, there we go. Oops! Spoke too soon, now I'm dropping it. All right, get the pin. Yeah, the float looks good. Excellent. Excellent. Next, what was next? The bowl. Duh. So the bowl, so match the angle of the pin. Oh, I need the gasket. Whoops. Let me grab that gasket. Here we go. Here's the gasket. Do, 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 do. Come on, gasket, get on there. There we go. Perfect. That gasket's on, and I do remember taking that gasket off now. Following the shape of the pin, or the angle of the pin, the bowl goes on. Come on, bowl. Cooperate. Come on. Why for you do that? Oh, you're not seated all the way. That's why. Try that again. This time seated all the way. There, let's do that again. Perfect. There. Now it's seated all the way as it's supposed to. And good. Where'd my half-inch go? So half-inch again. Let me just crank it back on. And that's not a half-inch. It's 9/16. Jeez Louise. Okay, so let's tighten that down. There, that's tight enough. Primer hose is on. Sorry about these strings. Let me tuck them into my shirt. I just realized they're dangling into the picture. Crazy. Okay, try that again. There. That goes here. Come on. There. Awesome. Right, so let's... Oh, can't forget the gasket. Good. There we go. Let's get this back onto the engine. Okay, so let's get this engine shroud on. Actually, you know what? I have another idea. Let's check the coil gap since we're here. Let me just move the camera down so you guys get a better view. Right, so to adjust the coil gap, first I'm going to move the magnet out of the way, but we just need to loosen these off, which is 1/4 inch. Hopefully I can get them both off. Okay, so I can't quite get that one in, so I'll just use my adjustables and just adjust it to the size. Only need to loosen it. There we go. And we'll just lift it up. Tighten these back down quickly. Next, we'll take the business card, put it in between, and roll the magnet around. We'll get them in between. Now, I'll release this one. And then we'll release this one. Good, the magnet, now the coil's dropped. So we'll tighten it up again. Next, we'll spin the coil out, take the business card out, and that's it. The gap has been set. And that actually looks a lot better. It did look a little bit close before. Excellent. Nothing's rubbing. Good. Seems to be running okay. All right. Let's get the shroud on. These are 3/8 bolts. There are 4 of them. It was easier to get the shroud off than just taking off the recoil pulley. I figured this way we could also set the gap as well. Okay, let's get the black cover on. We gotta get the rope through. There we go, there's the tip. Okay, so we'll get the handle on. Come on, handle. Come on, rope, cooperate. There we go. Oops. Try that again.
Now, release that slip knot. Perfect. So the rope's changed, and yep, she's pulling the engine over, no problem. Next, I'll knock the camera over. Black cover up out of the way. And get the carburetor on. Now we can get the carburetor on. So let's see. How did we do that again? I believe it was 2 Torx 25s. Where is the governor linkage? Where did I put it? Did I knock it down? I must have. So when I took the cover off, I knocked the governor linkage out. So I got to quickly take the cover off again, put this back on, and then we'll get back to putting the carburetor on. Give me a sec. Okay, so if this ever happens to you, this little peg right here, this open little dowel point, that's where this guy goes. Just in there. Just like that. Nothing special. And the arm clips in just like that. Figure before we put the rest of it, or before we put the shroud back on, let's put the carburetor on. I mean, why the heck not? Be easier. This way we can get and take this off, put it in the carburetor, attach that to here, reattach that. Thanks, Tecumseh. Always make one that comes off very easy. Okay, so I had the Z-bend the wrong way. So I'll try that again. This time, properly. Okay, that seems a little not right. The spring came off. Oy! This is fun. Let me get you guys a slightly better angle. The little hook on the spring seems to have become less hooky. There, now it's more hooky. There we go. This just doesn't, this is where it goes, but there's just, it doesn't seem like it's functioning as intended at all. Something doesn't seem right here. Something really doesn't seem right. Okay. I'm wondering, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm wondering, yeah, so that would open the throttle and that would close it. I wonder if the spring's not supposed to be here on that part of the throttle linkage. Maybe it's supposed to be on the bottom, and that this bar is supposed to be in there. Let me test that theory. So I'm going to put the string on here. I'm not saying this is correct, but someone's already been here before, so maybe they screwed up, or maybe I'm screwing it up. I don't know. Maybe I am screwing it up. Maybe they screwed it up. Maybe everything's screwed up. Maybe the whole world's screwed up. But whatever, let's try this. Let's see if this is the proper way. So let's put this little hooky thingy on here. And let's see. I'm not. Okay, let's try the other hooky thingy.
Maybe it doesn't. I couldn't find this engine, or well, I couldn't find a similar repair video. Well, I didn't know what the heck this was. What model, what make, anything. But now I kind of have an idea. So let's try that again there. Let's try the long arm over on this side. Let's try that. Who knows? Maybe that's correct. Let's just try it. All right, so let's... There we go. Ah. I figured it out without really sure how I figured it out. But whatever. It works now. That's the important part. I'm going to fix this again. Bend it up. But yeah, at least that's a good... Those are good detent stops this time. Lovely, lovely, lovely. But it's done. It's fixed. Right, let me get that shroud back on and we'll be right back. Okay, so the cover's back on. Now let's get that black cover on and see if we can't get this thing started. Okay, let's lean this forward. It's got the little Torx ones in the bottom. So while we're in here, the fuel line's still good, so let me just trim the end. Give it a nice clean end. Get it on the carburetor. And get it clamped on. There we go. See? Not bad. Still got a bit of flex to it. It's not like a guitar string. Okay, next we'll get this key switch in. Our key switch is on. Wait for the primer bulb so we can get the rest attached. Oh, that's not good. Are you kidding me? Nice. Oh, where's that go? There. All right, let's make sure the key still does key things. Let's see, does the key still do key things? Yeah, it's got positive stops too, so yeah. It does key things. So I should turn it on and off, no problem. Right, so we'll wait to put that back on just in case it ends up pulling off again. That was ridiculous. Now we'll slide it on. The little Torx ones in.
Right, they weren't Torx. Ah, silly me, I forgot. Let's try that again. There's one. There's the other one. This thing's definitely seen better days. Okay, close this up. Now, where's the choke lever? Well, the key switch just flew apart yet again. Nice. And this time the little copper tab went flying. It's just awesome. Of all the things that are going to happen, that's what's going to happen. I wonder if I can change it with the one on my snowblower. Quick peek. If I can, great. If not, I'll figure this out. All right, give me a few. I'll be right back. All right, as you see, we're outside. I've put it together. It was a little bit different than how you last saw it. I got it all back together. It's all good to go. It was a real pain, but I got some blue gas. We're good to go. Let me pour this in. Bet you she'll start right away. You know what? Let me get a funnel for this. There we go. Funnel's in. Sorry about standing in the light. Okay, fuel's in. What a terrible design. All right. So, because the switch broke, I've got my kill system set up. So I just gotta get that in a bit better. So there, just to kill it, I just got to push the back together, and that should kill it, hopefully. So it's off. Choke, give it some primes. All right, let's try it. Okay, so the kill works. So, yeah, all right. Let's turn her all the way on, and let's try it out. Choke lever came off. That's a little bit of a problem, so I'm going to fix that. There. Okay, so it's back on. Actually, that feels pretty good on there now. Right on. All right, let's try it one more time. Let's try it one more time. No, make sure that's not touching. And now it doesn't want to start. Let's go choke.
be able to have some snow to blow. Give me 1 second. Not a bad little machine. Not a bad little machine at all, if I do say so myself. Other than the minor problem with this key switch. So I'm going to have to figure something out with that. Well, it shouldn't be too hard. Should be able to maybe, hopefully, figure something out with this. But aside from that, I think this was a pretty simple fix. I'm almost positive all it was this darn thing that got flipped. And that was all it took. Fixing that, problem solved. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Well, a little bit of bonus footage. So we're not quite done. I got a switch for here. So I just got to open up this hole a little bit and then we can install this. And it should just press on and then that's it. I just got to see which one it is. That's the leg. So I'm going to get my tester and we'll find out. Okay, so now let's see which legs they are. So there's continuity. So we'll see. So the two silver legs. I think so. I don't think it's the outer legs at all. No. Definitely the two inner legs. Perfect. So those, it should just clip right on, and that's it. Simple as that. Right, so let's get this cover off, and we'll get this on. So we don't have much to drill out, just a little bit. Try that. I don't want to go too much. No, one more step, I think. Want to be a nice snug fit. I think something like that is good. See how that looks. Oh, a little bit more. Now let's just see which is off and which is on. So I just got to flip it over. That way. Off, on. There. Perfect. That's done. Put the red cover back on. There we go. Now to give it a test. Try it. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's try that again. I think I put it on the wrong one. I think in all that I put it on the wrong one. No, it fell off, actually. I must have not put it on. Even smarter. There. No, I had put it on. I must have knocked it off. Crap. There. Now it seems to be on. Okay. So it switches on. Let's put this back on. Should work. I hope. Okay, here's hoping it works. Right, so switch it to run, because it should start right up. Okay, there's one. So we'll try it again. We'll try it again. Okay, well there we go. Problem solved. Got a new switch on and now it'll die. Good stuff. Well, since that's the case, I'm not going to need this anymore. These old keys, they're kind of one fits all anyway. Okay, one more time. One more.
right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.
Hey guys, thanks for making it all the way to the end of the video. Very much appreciate you watching all the way through. If you haven't already, give it a thumbs up. That does help the channel a lot, pushes this video out to more people, and lets them know, hey, guess what? This is actually a pretty good video. Also, if this isn't your first time here, and you haven't already, maybe this video is the one where I've actually earned your subscription, and I would very much appreciate it if you would subscribe below. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it again, you watching all the way to the end of the video, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one.